Okay, I've been talking a lot recently about how this is our 10th year of homeschooling, and I've been sharing for 6 years here on this channel. And I just think it's a really, really good time to pause all of the back to school content, all of the here's the pieces, before we get to the first day, before I get to sharing our first day. I think it's really important that I share what I think actually matters now that we do have 10 years of homeschooling under our belts. So this video is going to be all about what actually matters in homeschool. And I can say this because I'm entering my 10th year of homeschooling. I've got the experience to back it up. And this is my list, okay? This is what actually matters after 10 years of homeschooling. Welcome back to Making Everyday Magic. My name is Shauna. If you are new here, we are a homeschooling family of 4 and we are entering our 10th year of homeschooling. And today we are going to talk about what actually matters as a homeschooler of 10 years. 2 kids. Let's go. Before we go any further, please scroll down, hit the big red subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. As always, you can find me right on down in the comments or over on Instagram at Making Everyday Magic. I need you to add to my list, okay? Because a lot of us have a lot of experience doing this. And sometimes you don't even need a lot of experience. You have an aha moment in your first day, and it is worth sharing. So build our list, what actually matters in homeschool, okay? Because people think it's a lot of things that don't really matter. Socialization doesn't really matter because if you're doing a good job as a homeschooler, you are out and you are social. Expensive curriculum doesn't matter. But here's my list, okay? So don't let me get ahead of myself. Let me know what you think actually matters or something that you thought would matter that doesn't matter, because that's what I want to know. These are in no particular order. So I think there's like 11 of them. There's not even like a specific number. Number 1, why did I do that? The first thing that I want to share is that learning styles really do matter, okay? I really think that if you can play into the style in which your child learns, or the things that they enjoy, or play it up the way they want it to go, or find a way to teach best to your learning style, those are the things that matter. So it matters. My kids love learning things from videos. And so when I can, I'm going to do that because it works well for them and they enjoy it, and learning things from games. I'm never going to have my kids sit down and do a literature-based curriculum because that's not going to serve them. That's not something they would enjoy, and we wouldn't make progress because that's not their style. And learning styles really matter, okay? If it is free or if it is low cost, that does not mean it's bad. It really doesn't mean it's bad. Khan Academy is meaty and it's great. Open education resources, also really great. Core knowledge, amazing. Just because it is free or low cost does not mean it's bad. It doesn't mean it's not valuable. It doesn't mean it's not good. It doesn't mean that you should look down on it because you could instead spend $200 on this math program. That doesn't make it better. It really, really doesn't. So don't discount something just because it's free or low cost. Something that is so important, guys, after 10 years, something to remember every single time, every single day. No 2 homeschools are alike. So I can stand here all day long and tell you what works for us and how it is the best thing that has ever happened to us. But guess what? That doesn't mean diddly squat to you, other than maybe hearing about the thing and doing your own research. That doesn't mean it's going to serve you, and it doesn't mean it's going to serve anybody else. I come here and I share what I'm doing to hopefully help you feel like you've found, a fellow voice out in the homeschool world. It is by no means to ever tell you what you should or shouldn't do, because I just don't think it's going to serve everybody. This works for me. Adapting things like that works really, really well for me and for my homeschool, because no 2 homeschools look alike. I'm going to say it again. Co-ops are overrated. We put so much energy into trying to socialize as homeschoolers that we forget. And again, this is a hill I will die on. This is a really big deal to me. I am convinced that your kids find their friends, their friend group, through common interests, not through forced associations. The same thing as public school, and that is not socialization. I have a lot of feelings on it and a lot of videos here. So if you want to circle back and go through any of those, feel free to search it up right here on this channel. But co-ops are overrated. Can they serve you? Absolutely. Can they be their perfect? Yes. Wonderful. Can they do great things? Absolutely. Is group learning important? Sure. But co-ops are overrated. Okay. We put so much energy and investment in that. No. They should not have the power to make or break your homeschool or your vibes or your, no, co-ops are overrated. Listen to me. This is a point with like a sub point. It's like the same point. Consistency is your top priority. Why? Why is consistency? Because I don't care what you're learning to do. You got to do it. And if you're not going to do it, The best thing, it just doesn't matter. Consistency is the most important thing for homeschool. Consistency, 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 consistency. How do we stay consistent? We make it enjoyable and fun, okay? So if it is like a 50-step process to get the first thing done every day, you're not gonna be consistent. That's untenable. It is not possible for you to maintain. So the way that you get consistent is by making things fun, by making things enjoyable, by making things palatable, by making things possible, okay? But consistency is your top priority. How you get to consistent, that is what you need to be focusing on, okay? How you get to consistent, because consistency is your top priority. And trust me, okay? It is. Every single curriculum piece is customizable. How do I know that? Because I have customized every single curriculum piece that has ever come into this house. I am a huge fan of you paid for it, you bought it, baby, that is yours. You do with it what you want to. And there are many things like the Michael Clay Thompson program that we use. It is like 15 books, every level, so meaty. But if you actually read the instructor section, the beginning thing, before you start, it tells you, please don't do all this. This is too much. This is too much. Do not do all of this. What they want you to do is they want to give you, and every good curriculum company should give you 10 options of things that you need, but only reasonably expect you to use 3 to 5. Like, I mean, come on. Yes, I want you. I'm paying for it. I'm paying good money. I want you to give me every possible thing that you think could possibly benefit me, but I do not want you to expect me to do any of that. Okay, so every single curriculum piece is customizable. You just haven't figured out how yet or how it's going to best serve you, but every single piece is customizable. I promise. Every single one. Every one. I know somebody out there is like, no, yes, it is. That one too. That one you're thinking about that's not? Yes, that one too, especially. Okay, let me know down below. I'll help you if you need it. I have said it before and I will say it again. Homeschool is for everyone, but not everyone is for homeschool, okay? You can find a way, you can find a plan, you can find a path to allow you to homeschool, to make homeschool work for you. Absolutely. But not everyone is willing or able to do what needs to be done to get there. So homeschooling 100% is for everyone in every situation. However, not everyone is for homeschool. And that's okay. This isn't for everybody, and I get that. I really, really do. There is nothing more sad to me, though, when people talk about how it just doesn't work. It does, but not everybody is meant to homeschool, and I think that that is okay. It really, really is. We've had friends start and stop or go into school or come out of school, and guess what? That is such a wonderful thing to do. Find what works for you and do it. And if it doesn't work for you, don't. But I do think there's a way that every single person who truly wants it and is willing to work for it can find success in homeschooling. I really do believe that. This is another one, guys, and this is about improper unschooling and people who just kind of do it wrong. And I have big feelings about it. You guys know we've talked about it a lot. There are tons of ways to learn. There are tons of ways to learn. You can learn games, video games, reading, doing, videos, fractions of baking. You can do all kinds of things. There are tons of ways to learn. But every single one takes effort. And if you think that something like unschooling is just releasing them into the wild and you think that all learning is just going to inherently happen, it's not, okay? Yes, there are kids who teach themselves to read. That's great, but they are like such a small amount that never should you be relying on that, okay? And if anything, unschooling is more work. If you're doing things well and you're doing things right, tons of ways to learn, and they all take effort, okay? They all take work on your part. If you think, if you pull your kids out of school, you're using a K through 12 online program, whatever, and you stick them in front of the screen and then you never check back in, nope. Tons of ways to learn and they all take effort. They all take effort on your part. Every single one of them takes effort on your part. I have big feelings about this. Okay, something that has definitely been made more prominent the older that my oldest kid gets. Traditional college is absolutely an option. It's on the table and it's an easy path than you would think it to be to go from homeschooling to the traditional college route. It is not off the table. My kids will go to college if that's the path they choose. Like, it is this wild notion that is impossible, that mainstream schools aren't going to like it. I mean, we know friends who go to Texas A&M who have been homeschooled. I mean, it's great. It's definitely, but there's, people think that you can't, but you can. Okay. There is nothing that compares to the freedom that you have when you homeschool. Because one of the reasons, it is so incredibly efficient, okay? So we can have our entire school day done in 2-3 hours and have the rest of the day for piano lessons and Girl Scouts and art classes and all of the other 1,000,010 things that my kids want to do, not to mention there is no homework. It is the freedom, vacations when we want to. All of the things that we want to do in life are possible because of this wild amount of freedom that we have, which is glorious, which is why it's hard to stay consistent. But it is glorious because it is so much freedom and it is so incredibly efficient. So we're not replicating a school day. We're not doing this for 8 hours. We're getting in, we're doing what we need to, and we're getting out, and then we're going to do fun stuff. And I think that's amazing. So freedom and efficiency, chef's kiss, wonderful. And probably the biggest lesson that I have learned, because I have made the mistake myself and I have seen other people make this mistake. It is so important after 10 years of homeschooling that you remember home first. Homeschool, home first. So first and foremost, my kids need to be in a good space in our home, or schooling isn't going to be able to happen. It's just not. I need to remember that first and foremost, I am mom before I am teacher. And so sometimes that means making the hard choices of changing your educational path because your kids need to go somewhere else. And you need to not be a teacher, and that's okay. Because you're mom. Mom is your job, or dad. But first and foremost, home, okay? Home is your main priority when you are homeschooling your children. Okay. And I'm not saying that you sacrifice their schooling. That's not what I'm saying. Somebody's going to be like, how can you possibly say that? That's the wrong message. That's not what I'm saying. Okay. Hear what I'm saying. What I'm intending to say. Home. Your relationship with your child is first and foremost about your home. Okay. Parent relationship before teacher relationship. Got it? You got it? Somebody's going to yell at me. Somebody's always going to freaking yell at me. You understand what I'm saying. And if you don't, maybe, just bite your tongue and assume that other people do. Okay? Okay. Guys, I hope that you found any of this helpful, entertaining, or informative. If you did, please scroll down. Please hit that big red subscribe button. Please turn on the bell for notifications and give this video a thumbs up. While you were down there, you can find me down in the comments or over on Instagram at Making Everyday Magic. Let me know, what would you add to my list? Some of you have been doing this longer than me. Some of you haven't been doing it as long. What would you add to my list? Or which one are you like, oh, what a crazy idea. I love it. I would gladly accept that too. By sharing is caring, and together we can keep making everyday magic. Bye guys.